Hey everyone, we've all been there, right? You're in a group and you've wondered, is great teamwork just some kind of magic? Something that just happens when you get the right people in a room? Or is it a skill, something you can actually learn and get better at? Well, today, we're going to dig into the science to find a real answer.
All right, so let's jump right in by talking about a problem that I'm sure feels familiar to a lot of you.
Just picture this for a second. Management assembles a dream team. They've got all the all-stars, literally the most talented people available. And yet, the project kind of sputters. The results are just okay, nothing special. Why does this happen? Why doesn't putting a bunch of brilliant people together automatically lead to a brilliant team?
Well, the science is actually pretty clear on this. Researchers put it perfectly back in 2017. Just having highly skilled individuals isn't enough. It's not the whole story. Turns out there's a missing ingredient, something that's all about how those skilled people actually work together, and that missing ingredient is exactly what we're going to unpack.
So if teamwork is this secret ingredient, this secret sauce, can you learn it? Can you train people to be better at it? Or is it all just, good chemistry and luck of the draw? Let's see what the evidence has to say.
The answer we're looking at today comes from something called a meta-analysis, which is just a super powerful kind of study. Think of it like this. It's not just one experiment. It's a study of studies. Researchers gather up all the best scientific work on a topic to find the one solid, reliable conclusion. And they really cast a wide net here. They started by looking at almost 17,000 different articles on teamwork. And from that huge pile of research, they whittled it all down to the absolute best of the best. 51 top-tier controlled experiments. And that's the gold standard, right? You have one group that gets the training and one that doesn't, so you can really tell if the training actually made a difference.
Now, across all of those 51 studies, we're talking about a combined total of over 8,000 people. So what we're about to hear isn't just a guess. It's a conclusion backed by a massive amount of evidence.
So, what's the big verdict? It's about as clear as it gets. Teamwork training absolutely works. The analysis found that it had a real, significant impact. And we're not just talking about making teams feel better or get along more. We're talking about measurable improvements in how they behave and, most importantly, in their actual performance. It really works.
Okay, great. So we know training works, but what is teamwork, really? It's one of those words that can feel a little vague, a little fuzzy. But don't worry, scientists have a really precise way to think about this.
And here's the key idea. It's the difference between task work and teamwork. So task work is what the team does. It's the technical stuff. Think of a surgeon's skill with a scalpel. That's task work. Teamwork is how they do it, together. It's the seamless communication between that surgeon, the nurse, and the anesthesiologist. That's teamwork. It's the engine that makes all the individual skills actually work.
And this teamwork thing isn't just one big blob. You can actually break it down into 4 key areas. First up, you've got preparation. That's all about planning and setting goals. Then there's execution, which is the communication and coordination while you're actually doing the work. Third is reflection, how you track your progress and adjust on the fly. And finally, there's interpersonal dynamics. Handling conflict and supporting each other. These aren't just fuzzy ideas. They're skills you can actually measure and train.
So that brings us to the most practical question of all. Knowing that training works is one thing, but knowing what kind of training works best, well, that's where things get really interesting.
And check this out, because the research found a really cool distinction here. Training affects new teams and existing teams a little differently. For a brand new team, just starting out, training is amazing for teaching them how to work together. It gives their teamwork behaviors a huge boost. But for an existing team, one that's been together for a while, training is even better at boosting their actual performance. It helps them take good teamwork and turn it directly into better results.
So, what's the best way to train these behaviors? The data could not be clearer. Sitting people down for a lecture on teamwork, it just doesn't really move the needle on their behavior. If you want to really improve how a team works together, you have to get them active. We're talking interactive workshops, realistic simulations, structured team debriefs. That's where the magic happens. Basically, you have to do teamwork to learn teamwork.
And how much training do you need? Well, here's some good news if you're short on time. If your main goal is just to boost performance on a specific task, the research shows that focusing your training on just one of those 4 teamwork dimensions, say, just improving your planning, can be enough to see a real difference.
But, and this is a really big but, if your goal is bigger,
If you want to fundamentally change the way your team works together for the long term, you need to go deeper. The data shows that to really change a team's day-to-day behaviors, the training has to hit on 2 or more of those dimensions. It's kind of the difference between a quick fix and actually building a stronger team from the ground up.
Okay, let's wrap all this up. What are the big ideas you can take and start using with your own team, like tomorrow? First off, and this is the big one, teamwork isn't magic. It's a real, measurable skill you can improve. Second, you gotta get active. Ditch the lectures and get into workshops and simulations if you want to see real change. Third, think about your team's age. Is it new? Then focus on teaching them the basic behaviors. Is it an existing team? Help them translate those behaviors into better performance. And finally, be strategic. For a quick performance boost, focusing on one skill can work, but to build a truly better team culture, you've got to target 2 or more.
The science is pretty clear on this one. Great teams are not just born, they're built. They're the result of smart, intentional, and evidence-based training. So the real question isn't if you can build a better team, it's how. Are you going to do it? Thanks for tuning in.